Good morning, ultimate hustlers and digital empire builders. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show. And today we're talking as we continue our Black History Month programming where we're focusing on Black economic empowerment. We're sitting down with one of the co-owners of Juice Kings out of Stamford, Connecticut, Mr. Renel Domond, and we're talking about fatherpreneurship, right? Entrepreneurship is tough enough, but when you add being a husband, being a father, and trying to bring all of those things together, my man makes it look super, super easy. So that's what we're talking about today. How can we empower our community economically? How can we stand up as men and be the leaders in our community, especially in this space of business, and set a better example for those who are coming behind us? Yeah, we're talking all about it today. So do me a huge favor, comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand, and smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. And let's kick it this morning. Yo, what's up, ultimate hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities, and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally, or I've learned from, or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, coming to you live and direct from the Black Bear Success Mastermind studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri. If you're not familiar with the Black Bear Success Mastermind, there's a private Facebook group where we literally help entrepreneurs either start businesses, grow existing business, or if you just like to connect and network and support Black-owned businesses, this is a group that you want to be a part of. Text the keyword mastermind to 314-866-4053. Again, text keyword mastermind to 314-866-4053. Tons of free resource tools, training for you to get started in business or grow an existing business. Today, we're talking fatherpreneurship, right? We've got a young man who is making it look easy. He's going to give us some tips and strategies on how he's running a full-fledged brick-and-mortar juice bar along with several other businesses as being a husband and a father, and how he's making it all work. But before we do that, you guys know I got a couple quick announcements. The Black Bear Success app has extended its pre-launch pricing. What does that mean? That means you literally get our big biz plan with all of the features for our solopreneur plan price. That's right. Instead of paying $497 a month, you pay $97 a month, but you get all the tools and features of the big business and enterprises that would normally pay. You get all of that for $97 as our ode to Black History Month, or as my man Rico McDaniel said, Black Future Month. Yeah, we're going to celebrate Black history, but we're also going to celebrate the future of Black people as well, because it is looking bright. 30 days of free social media content will be released into the Black Bear Success Mastermind group today. If you're not familiar with that, what we do is we literally give you 30 days of free content from social media memes, from quote cards, from infographics. We teach you how to brand them to your own brand, put your own logos on them in Canva, so you can schedule that out for the whole month and have good quality content showing up on your social media pages so that you can drive traffic, generate leads, engage your fans and followers. But you got to be in the Black Biz Success Mastermind community to get access to it. So make sure you text Mastermind at 314-866-4053. Without further ado, man, I'm excited to have this conversation. This young brother has been successful in a lot of different endeavors, none more than being a proud husband and father. I'm going to talk about how he's making all of that work in his household. So without further ado, I want to introduce to some of you guys and present to others my good buddy, Mr. Renel Domond. Good morning, bro. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, good morning, good morning, Cortez. Thank you for having me on, man. It's an honor. Thank you,
Man,
everybody.
thank you for getting up and rocking with your boy, man, and being willing to share your story with my audience and give us some tips on how you're winning in this area of fatherpreneurship. We're going to talk Black economic empowerment, business, fatherhood, parenting, husbandry, all of that stuff today, man, because you do it all well. You wear so many hats, and super proud of you, man. And I just want to say that publicly.
Thank you.
To see you doing your thing. So I ask everybody, Renel, that comes on the Cortez Hustle Show this very question, and I'm going to pose it to you, my friend. Who the heck are you?
Oh man, that's a loaded question. But
Yes, sir.
if I had to, sum it up, and let me just say thank you for having me on. Honestly, man, it's an honor to be a part of, what you have going on. You're such an amazing individual, giving a platform for other hustlers alike to come gain some knowledge and insight. But if I had to say who I was specifically, I classify myself family first, right? So I'm a son, I'm a husband, I'm a brother, um, and I'm a community person. I really love being involved in all things community based. I like finding solutions to all problems. I'm a disruptor to the status quo.
Yeah.
I don't believe in being in the box. But yeah, I'm 35 years old. I grew up in Stamford, Connecticut, for the predominant part of my life. Um, I enjoy sports. I enjoy reading. I enjoy learning. That's my number one passion is, every day I wake up, I just get a kick out of learning something new and adding knowledge to my wheelhouse and going out and doing things. I love working with my hands.
Love it. Love it. Love it. All right, bro. Before we get in deeper to your story, we start the Cortez Hustle Show off with a quote of the day. And basically, the way it works, I'm going to read one of the quotes that stuck out to me this morning as I was doing my morning routine. But if you have a favorite quote, please share a favorite quote, or you can chime in on this one. But today I pulled a quote from Think and Grow Rich. It says, "Those that seek riches must recognize and adopt themselves to the system that controls all approaches to fortunes, large or small." There are systems, there are laws, there are rules, there are levels to this acquisition of wealth thing, and you got to abide by the laws and the rules, and you got to first
Sure.
recognize them, and then you've got to adjust and adapt to them, and then deploy them in your life. So you can either chime in on that quote, or if you want to share a quote of your own, you're welcome to do so, or you can do both, bro. So what say you?
For sure. I'm gonna do both, man. That is such a powerful thing because one of the notions that I carry in my life and that I share with everybody is that you have to set up a championship regiment for yourself,
Mm,
right? So for me, that means going to sleep on time,
hmm
I've learned what's the optimal time that, I need rest. I respect
hmm
my rest. I get up in the morning, I drink water, I stretch, I meditate, I read, I get in tune with my family, kiss my wife, kiss my baby, you know, take care of myself, my hygiene, and then I move strategically through my day.
hmm
And I believe following that And that's something that I got from, learning from other successful people.
Yeah.
You start reading books. What do, the most successful people in the world do? You can go throughout a long time just like paying attention to the universe and what leads to success, but ultimately there's crumbs, there's a pathway to success. So I follow that.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm big on, setting up a championship regimen. A quote that I have found by the great Patrice Lumumba was, "Without dignity, there is no liberty. Without justice, there is no dignity. Without independence, there is no free men." And I just really thought that was powerful, just studying Patrice Lumumba and what he was, what he stood for and what he was accomplishing for, his people, for our people,
Yeah.
was just huge. He was a huge truth speaker, and I thought that was a powerful one.
Love it, love it, love it. Great coming from you as someone who is a disruptor, right?
Yeah,
That you're following in that same spirit that, hey man, listen, there are some things that need to change, and I'm not going to sit back and wait on somebody else to change it. I'm not going to point the finger at those who came before me and what they did and did not do. I'm here now, so I'm going to put my efforts to becoming the change that I want to see. And I love that about you, man. And one of the things that I'm excited about is this renewed commitment to bridge this gap between the wisdom of the elders and the fight and the hunger and the energy of the youth, because that's community transformation right there, right? When we can bridge that divide where older folks can sit down with younger folks and there's a mutually beneficial respect and understanding that, hey, that fight that you have in you, we need that. But and from the young folks, that wisdom that the elders have, we need that, so we're not fighting the
for
wrong
sure.
fight, so that we can focus and direct this energy, man. Life as a kid in Stamford, man, growing up, into sports and all of that kind of stuff. How was that uh, coming up? Two-parent home, single-parent home. What was that experience like for young Renel?
For sure. So a young Renel, man, I wish I can go back and talk to him, man. Have, sit him right down. And,
Yeah,
I still have a relationship with the young Renel, because there's a lot of things that was, that as all adults, right, we should carry into adulthoods as children. One of those chief things is your imagination.
hmm,
And I was a young kid. I had a grand imagination. Every day I was a different thing. I grew up in a household actually that was, and the story is very, very similar to a lot of my brothers, the same age as me, older. It goes on. I grew up in a single parent household. My mother, she held it down, 3 jobs at any given time. Unfortunate that, my father, as a native of Haiti, came over here, and he was, attempting to find his way and do the best that he could, given, the state of things in his life, and, some of the trauma in his life. But he ended up getting deported before I was 2 years old. So I actually don't even have any memories of him up until we end up reconnecting about 4 or 5 years ago. four or
wow.
five years ago. So yeah, very, very, powerful, powerful story. Still unfolding. Our
Mhm.
relationship isn't perfect. And we've got a great respect for each other, because, me, for as much as the young Renel might have been hurt, the older Renel, having lived and made mistakes, and learned from so many people, I understand how life is. I
Yeah,
understand there were forces at play that he may not have been aware of, and therefore had no way to control them. Right? He was just going along with. Um, but I give all respect to my elders living, my ancestors who have paved the way for me to be here. And I take that responsibility so deep, because it's a relationship. My blood was their blood. And as a result of, sharing DNA, I have a responsibility to do things in the best way that I can. That's a phrase that I use all the time. I'm just doing the best that I can. But
Yeah.
yeah, I grew up as a child, with a great imagination, adventurous.
Hmm. Hmm.
I love the companionship of my friends. I enjoy so many family outings and dinners. I live for that. I think about now. I can't wait to wake up. I
Yeah.
thank God every day that I wake up because I'm like, man, what I'm gonna get into today. You know, and
Yeah.
it's just a different energy. We got some serious things going on, but like I said, I do my best to keep it light. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that, man. And that phrase right there speaks so much to what you're going to accomplish because of the positive mental outlook. You said, I can't wait to wake up, right? How did you get to that place, right? I know life wasn't easy, single mom, working 3 jobs, so that means
Yep.
sometimes she's not around, things of that nature, right? As men, sometimes life can beat us down as we make that transition from teen to adulthood, and we don't always have such a positive outlook on things, right? But you said, I can't wait to wake up because you know there's something to be conquered. You know that you got some drive. You know that you have something to contribute to this world and you're waiting to see what the day unfolds. But has that always been the case with you, or was that something that you had to grow into?
I think you go through periods, right? For me, I went through periods. Um, I think again, just like a lot of black men, young men alike, I observed periods of my life where depression was prevalent.
Hmm.
But ultimately, I'm a competitor. The competitive spirit in me is like, I
Hmm.
don't want to lose. I don't want to fail. I'm not afraid of failing because I know there's a lesson in it.
Yeah.
But I'm not keen on giving up. It's not over till I win. So that attitude has been cultivated by that resiliency and just my persistence. That was,
Hmm.
like I said, given to me by my ancestors, and
Yeah.
it's really owed to them because I'm here.
That's right.
Um, so yeah, that's where it truly comes from. And then, you know, I have a mind that yearns learning. So,
Hmm.
you know, with the spirit of not giving up and wanting to learn, I think it just makes, that
Yeah.
fire, that pot of just like, I gotta get up and win. I gotta learn something. I can't wait to just conquer this and figure something out to make
Hmm.
my situation, to make my family situation, to bring something to the world. That's the purpose.
Yeah, man. That those two things, right? That never say never or never say give up spirit, right? And then the admission to oneself that, as Erica Badu said in her song, a man who knows something knows he knows nothing at all. Like every day, what is this day gonna teach me? I'm anticipating the lessons that I'm gonna be able to extract from the day. So that's powerful. That's powerful, bro. So family situation now. I know you're married, kid, one kid, two kids. How many kids?
Yeah. So yeah, my beautiful, beautiful wife, man. I really, oh man, I give so much credit to her every day. I'm like, man, what did I do to deserve her, man?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I'm married. I have 3 kids,
Mhm.
blended family.
Okay.
Her and I share my baby girl Kalala, and I have a 16-year-old son, previous relationship, and she has a 15-year-old daughter from a previous relationship.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
but yeah, I her daughter is my daughter. That's
Yeah,
my
man.
I call her my OD when we out and like I take her places. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is, and she's kind of like shy and reserved, but I'm like, yeah, this is my other daughter.
Right.
So that's
I
our
love
running
it.
joke. This is my other daughter.
I love it, man. And it's something like I have a similar situation. My wife had two children from a previous marriage, And so I came into this relationship already looking for a wife and looking to be the father that I never had,
Yeah.
but came into a situation where I was instantly that, right? Like, no, you don't got no testing, no playing around. These kids are already here. So you got to
Yeah.
come in instantly on dad mode and learning, which was an amazing experience for me. But Renel, I don't know about you. I couldn't let that previous dude beat me, so I gave her 3 more. So now we got 5 sons. Right? I couldn't let him beat me, so I gave her 3 more. So we have 5 sons total. But bro, it's part of the show where I believe, like you believe, in really feeding the mind, body, and spirit, right? So I do a segment on the show called 1 Minute Motivation. This is where we play a short motivational clip. It's usually 60 to 90 seconds or so. And I'm just going to ask you to give your takeaway. I'm going to give a couple thoughts and takeaways. The audience usually comments a couple thoughts and takeaways as well, those who are watching us live. So let's get into 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
Here is how you can assure yourself to enjoy yourself during the process of whatever it is you're trying to achieve. I want you to get this, because it starts as soon as you open up your eyes in the morning, or whenever it is that you start the day. As soon as you open up your eyes to greet the day, you enter into consciousness. It is at that moment that your creativity is at its most powerful. Right there and then, you have an opportunity to steer your thoughts and your emotions in the direction that you want them to go, not in the direction that they're telling you to go. In other words, you can literally choose to seize the day, or you can let the day seize you.
Nothing works the first time. When you try something new, it probably won't work.
Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did.
Every time you lose at something, you're one step closer to winning the next time. The difference between successful people and not successful people, let's call it that way, are people give up. People wake up every morning, they have doubt, they have fear, they lose in a Ferrari race or they lose in a race, and then they just give up. The hardest thing in life to learn is to lose. Winning's easy. You win, you're happy, you get a high five, your friends are happy. It's your ability to take a loss, get up the next day, dust yourself off, and keep going.
Hoo-wee, Renel, I don't know about you, my friend.
Powerful.
That's how I like to start my day, man. And it's funny that I had no idea what you were going to talk about, and the clips are already queued up for the show. But you kind of talked a little bit about your morning routine and the impact that that has had on your life. So the reason that I love this so much is that we all just listen to the same clip, but based on where we are in life, we all heard something very different. So what did you hear, my friend?
Oh man, it just echoed, things that, I have to constantly be reminded of, and, that things that I'm implementing into my life. So like, as you said, one part of the clip was just talking about having to wake up with, just the mindset of, I want to learn something. I'm pulling something from, the consciousness, the supreme intelligence, to bring it into fruition. And one of the things I always talk to people about my methods that I use to, continue forward, to continue to progress in my journey is, the art of writing, right? Communicating with self. I think a lot of times people don't pay attention to how important that is, right? We do a lot of unconscious negative self-talk, but I make sure that, I feed myself, I say my I ams, right? I'm always like bigging myself up, not for ego purposes, but just understanding that I need to be in communication with myself the same way you would tell your child, it's okay. You're very intelligent, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're capable, you're strong. You have to continue to tell yourself these things because, you're your first friend, you're your first line of defense. Additionally, one part that, you know, Denzel was saying was, in order to get to a place that you've never been, you have to do things that you've never done.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a direct correlation to, you know, succeeding. You're going to need to fail. You're going to need to be able to learn and adapt, and be resilient and persistent in order to get things that you know, might say in your mind. You have to
Mm-hmm.
make them align with your actions. Very, very
Yeah.
powerful.
Man, tell me about it, bro. You spoke about that self-talk, right? And constantly reminding yourself of your capabilities, your own genius, your own greatness, right? And it's important that we understand. India Arie has a song on one of her albums called Talk to Her. She says, the words that come out your mouth, you're the first to hear. So it's not only when you're talking to yourself, but we don't understand in a lot of cases how we talk to and about other people. We hear those words first. So you got to be careful. So I try to speak life not only into myself, but into everybody, because as I'm speaking life into you, those words I hear myself for myself. So we got to be careful. Be a risk taker, man. Nothing good comes to a person that is not willing to take some level of risks, right? But that fear of failure is causing us to not want to risk. Of course, he talked about starting the day. You can either seize your day or let your day seize you, right? And I'll tell you, I'm about 5.5, maybe 6 days a week on my daily routine, right? I fall off the wagon once a week or so. But there's a stark difference to what I'm able to accomplish on the days that I'm on it versus the days that I fall off of it, right? So I know that seizing a day is a real thing when you wake up with a certain mindset and intentionality about what it is that you're going to accomplish through the day. And the difference between those who win and those who lose are the ones who lose just gave up, right? Period. That's it, right? So you cannot give up, ladies and gentlemen. That is 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by, of course, Juice Kings. Go to juice-kings.com to show my man Renel and his team some love over there. Just tell them the Cortez Hustle sent you when you go over there and spend a few dollars with my good brother. So we're talking about this as we continue to celebrate Black History Month. I heard a guy, Rico McDaniel, say, yeah, we're going to celebrate Black History Month, but we're also going to celebrate this as Black Future Month too, right? And we start thinking about what is the future of Black people. And I'll tell you, brother, with young soldiers like yourself, man, I believe the future of Black people are in good hands. You talk about this community, this commitment to community that you have, bro. Where did that stem from? And has it always been within you? But where did that commitment to want to serve our people in a very special way, where do you think that came from?
I'm, you know, just thinking about, I always think about the past, not for the sake of just being there, but just to pull from it the lessons. And I think it had a great deal to do with, you know, being young. I don't remember having less than 8 people in my house at any given time. You know, I grew up in a party, you know, family and friend type of environment where it was always cousins, or I had a new auntie or uncle every other week. And I think as I grew older, I just, you know, felt more comfortable in that environment. Now, being you know, a person who loves to find solutions, and, you know, as much as I like to work on myself, I like to work on those around me, because I like to be around a specific type of individual, right? High energy, solution based, you know, wanting to, you know, find those, you know, success in business and family, these type of individuals. So I'm always like pointing out to my brother or my sister, or, you know, some family, things that I see that can, you know, help them become better. And that trickles on to my community as well. One of the reasons why I started Juice Kings my partner and I, we had seen that there was a void in our community for, healthy alternatives to the nutritional big fast food chains.
Yeah.
So, we did a lot of due diligence based on our lifestyle. At the time, I was fully vegan. As of right now, I go, back and forth with that type of diet. Just really paying attention to what I put in my body is the most important thing. And I had, run across intermittent fasting and just fell in love with herbs and roots and vegetables more than I ever have in my life, and realized how much it was helping me in my, just with my mind and how my body was feeling. And I wanted to share that. I wanted to share all of the actual, knowledges that I picked up studying individuals like Dr. Sebi, one of our great ancestors.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wanted to share what it was doing for me, and just like the, the regiment that I set up for myself. And it turned out that we end up making a full menu of ingredients in our recipe book, and open up a storefront. And that's what I, one of the predominant things that I do today, because I understand how important health is tied to everything that you do. You could have $1 million, but what are you going to do with $1 million on bed rest? Because, you got ulcers from taking in too much soda or carcinogenic, type of food, So yeah, community started back when I was a child, and it just trickled on. I just want to be around people that I love, not being the smartest person in the room, learning from other people, and yeah, just being in that type of environment.
Yeah, I love that, man. And on that health and wellness journey, it's interesting that as I was doing my morning workout, I recorded a short video that talked about how exercise and training can give you a competitive advantage in business, right? A lot of times people don't see the correlation between how you treat and take care of your body. And as a entrepreneur and one who coaches entrepreneurs, I always try to look at ways to give them a competitive advantage. And this gives them a 2-for-1, because we know that in business, a lot of entrepreneurs grind themselves to death, right? But if I can have them switch their mindset and their approach to diet, nutrition, and exercise, and say, hey, it's going to give you a competitive advantage in business, it's also going to give you a competitive advantage at home. It's going to keep you around longer. It's going to keep you healthier. So I love that Juice Kings is the hub of your entrepreneurial endeavors, because you're literally giving life to the community, right? There's food deserts in every urban core that you can imagine. And one of the things that we struggle with is dealing with convenience, right? So that's why the fast food industry is there, because it ain't healthy. It's more cost effective to go home and cook, but society has said you don't got time to cook. But you guys have a spot where I can come in and in 5 minutes get me one of the most healthy and nutritious drinks that I can. So it's both convenient and nutritious at the same time. So when you guys first opened up in that area, man, how was it received? Was it all good, or did you have some pushback from the community?
Well, I would say we opened up during a tumultuous time, October 2020. Right, at the tail end, middle of the pandemic. But ultimately, we felt like that was the right time. I had just, run it by, which is one of my methods. I talk to a lot of people who have knowledge in things that I have not done yet, right? And they were saying, Renel, I don't know if that's a good idea. Prices are going up. It's the pandemic. Everything's shut down. But ultimately, we looked at our model and we were saying, hold on, this is a grab and go, juice bar that caters to health and wellness during this time of health consciousness. And, I think the whole world woke up. And so we were very well received to this day. We have a great relationship with our clients because they understood that we came to do a service. We came to make some impact. And the relationship between entrepreneurship and great health is immense. If you, as an entrepreneur, you don't understand that, then you're in the wrong field. You know what I'm saying? As an entrepreneur, it's necessary to be able to have the energy day in, day out. Certain foods are going to feed the positive mindset that's necessary. They're gonna, you have to have great gut health. I think that goes underlooked at times, is like our gut health is really, really important as to what we do and how we do, as time efficiency. If you're eating the wrong foods, right, and you got diarrhea in the morning, what are you gonna do? You got a meeting. I got to be on the Cortez show. I ain't got time to be having, you know what I'm saying? So I know certain foods that I remove from my diet. I, introduce foods that really fuel me through, discernment, through studying. We did a lot of studying. I studied, all of every ingredient that's in our recipes. I studied every ingredient. I got real, scientific with this stuff because I knew it was necessary to not just sell drinks, smoothies, or Açaí bowls, but also be a, an information giver, right? People come in all the time, and, my staff, they do great with, listening, looking up stuff and research. And people come in and say, oh, well, what do you have for, my stomach? Well, great. Look at, Juice Remedies. We got a drink called the Stomach Relief, which is packed with fiber. That's gonna, allow for some hydration in your, digestive tract and remove whatever is making your stomach feel crazy. And it's that type of mode that has, allowed us to connect with the community in such an impactful way. And that's something about entrepreneurship that I think goes underlooked as well, is that, I tell people, from based on what I've studied and what I've seen, is that you have to solve a problem. That's what entrepreneurs are anyway. Innovators and just visionaries to solve problems. We solved an issue in our community that allowed people to come and, like you said, not just deal with the convenience of a sugar, high fructose drink, or, loaded carbs from some French fries, or, grade F meat in a burger, but to come get something that's really, really feeding their body.
Yeah, man. And trans fats and the hydrogenated oils, what they do to the cells and all that kind of stuff, man. It's people don't know the price that they are paying for that convenience, right? And I'm glad that you guys are doing what you're doing in the community. And I heard you talk, and for those of you who do not know, I met Renel in the National Black Mastermind group, and we're in a business class together as we're laying the foundations to create more fundable, sustainable business models. And I heard you talk about your dream and your vision, bro. And I want you to break that down, because so many people are scared. And I used to be one of them. I used to be scared to let it out of my mouth that I'm building a multi-billion-dollar international media conglomerate, starting with this podcast, right? And I heard you say that your goal is to take Juice Kings to a whole nother level, and looking at models that have 30,000 locations worldwide. And you're looking at models who might have 15,000 locations, a 17,000 model location like a Subway. Like, you are thinking huge. So on the other side of this break, I want you to break down the impact that the Black Mastermind group has had on your business and your approach to business and the way you're thinking, and how just masterminding in general overall has helped to shape and some of the things that you guys are doing in your local affiliate group in Stamford, helping other entrepreneurs with this same powerful information. So we're going to take a quick break. And on the other side of this break, we're going to talk about the vision of where Renel sees Juice Kings going, but how that's being shaped by masterminding with great mentors and also other entrepreneurs, and how all of that comes together to create profitable, sustainable, fundable business models that gives us access to capital. So keep it locked right here.
Hey, yo, listen, man, I don't know about you, but as a solopreneur, the last thing I can do is afford to miss a phone call that might lead to money. So when I found out that building my website and sales funnels on the Black Bear Success app included a dedicated phone number with boomerang text back, that was the icing on the cake for me. That means anytime my phone rings, and if I'm on a webinar, if I'm doing a podcast, if I'm away from my phone and I miss the call, the system will automatically text that person back with a message from me asking, how can I help? So I no longer miss money, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I'm getting ready to do a photo shoot right now, so I'm gonna be tied up. But if somebody's calling me about business, guess what? I'm gonna get the message and I'm gonna send them back a message that they can connect with me on blackbearsuccess.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cortez Hustle Show. We're listening to and learning from Brother Renel Domond out of Stamford, Connecticut, one of the co-owners of Juice King. Go to juice-kings.com to check out their menu, how they're helping people fuel their day with healthy alternatives to some of the other convenient stuff that is out there on the marketplace.
Yeah.
Brother Renel, we met in class for the Black Mastermind group, put together by the visionary leader, Dr. Danetta Watson. And so glad that I was able to meet you in that class and taking that class, because it's doing wonders for my business. Talk about the Black Mastermind group and what you guys are doing in your affiliate group out in Stamford. What does that mean to you to be part of such a rich organization that's solving a major problem for entrepreneurs?
Oh my gosh, Cortez, this organization is amazing, man. It's amazing. I've been waiting for this organization probably since the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey started.
Mm-hmm.
What it does is it shows a business owner or an entrepreneur how to run a business in terms of what investors and bankers are looking for as far as profitability and when you're ready to scale. Why this is important is because most business owners or entrepreneurs, right, they have an idea. They might even know where the equipment needs to be bought from. They might have a menu, but some of the smaller things on the back end that really count the most, and that data that will allow a business or entrepreneur to actually function in his or her ideal way, needs to be paid attention to. And you talked about the aspirations that I have for Juice Kings. In the beginning, I said, since a kid, I had been eating McDonald's, and one day I just was like, yo, I really despise this food. I'm never going here again. And that was over 10 years ago. I stay away from, all of that stuff. But I said, well, Juice Kings, we have a great model, right? All natural, plant-based, dairy-free. And there are so many people who are living this lifestyle because they realize, for one, that 98% of people are lactose intolerant, high 90 percentile, and then you just want something with clean protein introduced into your diet that'll allow you, again, to function at a very high level for your body and your mind. And so I said, why can't we be in 30,000 locations? Why can't I have a Juice Kings in every city, just like McDonald's or Burger King has one in every city? And I really have no answer for that. So the real answer is we can. starting at our flagship store, you know, we came across a lot of great feedback and just, you know, people loving our store and everything like that. But on the back end, we were seeing like, you know, some issues to, you know, some things you can't really control, supply chain, sometimes, you know, labor, but we have a great team. But we were wondering like, how do we get more profitable? How do we get to a point where we are able to scale? Like, how do we get investors and banks to want to invest in us to duplicate our model? And the answer became the Black Mastermind, because what we were learning, Cortez, in class, is that you have to run a business by the numbers. Investors, they want to see that this business is profitable. They want to know, well, how do I get my money back? This is a great idea. We love it. We love you as an owner. We love what it stands for, but that necessarily doesn't translate into automatic success. That doesn't automatically translate into a duplicatable model. You know what I'm saying? So we're learning to take our model, break it down into data, right? Break it down into data using formulas that are tried and true throughout any industry, and apply it to our model. This way, you get to see the business from a laid out perspective. You get to see the business as an investor, as a bank. Then you get to learn to speak the language. You get to walk in and have a conversation, not one that is, you know, kind of watered down, or they might just tell you, you know, you have to come back, or, you know, you have a real conversation, and they, you know, you go in there with some leverage. You go in there and say, we're going to duplicate this. You should get on board. And they tell you straight up, yes, we want to be on board. And that's the object that we're looking for. We solve a problem in the community. And so, you know, as a problem solver, one of the things that I had to look to do was make sure that, you know, this solution can be brought to other communities where there are food deserts, where it really will be helpful. So it was necessary for me to become a stronger entrepreneur in my knowledge base and my ability to, you know, create some impact. And that's what the Black Mastermind done. I've been asking the universe, and where can I go for, you know, this education? There's things that I don't know, and I don't know where to find this information yet. And the universe sent back a scenario where, you know, I ran across the website and had a great conversation with Dr. Danetta Watson once I signed up on the Black Mastermind.com, National Black Mastermind.com. And yeah, it's been great ever since. I feel real confident and just hopeful for where, you know, this knowledge is going to bring me. This ecosystem, this network is going to really bring everybody, from myself, my team, and just the people I'm be able to share with in my affiliate group in Stamford. You know, we really hope to do some of the same things that are being done on a national level as far as setting up our ecosystem, because there are hundreds of entrepreneurs. I've known all of them my whole life, but there hasn't been a structure or an organization which we can, like I said, be educated, coached, trained, and mentored in a way that is being done by us, which is, you know, to say we have common goals and we're going to work on them together. Nobody has more interest in what we have going on as an entrepreneurial community, our economic, you know, health, than our own, right? So it's only natural that you take that responsibility amongst each other, share the responsibility, and do the work. And that's essentially what we want to do.
Yeah, I love it. And that the whole model that Dr. Watson has laid out, it is just that, right? As a business coach, I have been on the other side of the, man, nobody can bring marketing to a business in the way that I could do. Nobody can help bring ideas out of people and help them turn their gifts and talents into income the way that I do. But the piece that I was missing in my own business, and the piece that I was not able to teach those that I coach is the foundational component of you have to create a business that is going to be sustainable, fundable, and scalable to make the level of impact that you want to make in your community. I, like you, were on a mission. I said, man, I don't know how, but I'm going to help Black people become the #1 employers of Black people in 2 generations. And my thought process was, if I can just help them better market, they can make more revenue. But if they're making more revenue and their foundation isn't solid, that's not going to help them position them to hire people. So then, like you, the universe brought Dr. Watson into my life. And now I see, okay, Black Mastermind Group get their foundation together. Thornton Online Marketing gets their business marketing together, their systems or automation together. And now they can hire more of us. So super happy that we are connected in this way, bro. And this foundation, this organization, I'm doing the same thing. Going to put St. Louis on the map for an affiliate group under Mrs. Dr. Watson's tutelage. So I'm excited about that. But we're at the part of the show, Renel, where we do a segment called Freestyle, because I know you got bars, bro. You can't be out there on the East Coast and not have bars. No, freestyle is not about that kind of freestyling. But as I mentioned before, this podcast is the foundation of a multi-billion-dollar international media conglomerate. And as a host, I don't always ask the right questions. The conversation doesn't always evolve to where we want it to go. So I do freestyle, which gives you the ability to either reiterate something that you feel we need to circle back to, or if there's something that we haven't gotten to yet and you really want to get off your chest, this is your time. So let's get into freestyle on the Cortez Hustle Show, the Renel Domond version. Hit him with your best bars, bro.
All right, here I go. Listen, nah, seriously though, I just wanted to really just talk to entrepreneurs, male, female, our whole community, and let people know that you have to have discipline. Discipline is #1. If you don't have that discipline and its counterpart, organization, more times than not, you're gonna fail. And it's necessary to discipline yourself. One of the methods I use, because I know my brain, you have to know yourself, right? I know that I'll come up with a bunch of ideas and I'll end up procrastinating on things that I should prioritize when I don't add a level of methodology to it. So one of the methods I have ran across and, refined and taken and just, I'm getting to the point where I'm, perfected in my life, is a method called the strike method. The strike method is, every letter stands for something. S is for, having spontaneous ideas. The T is for targeting, ones that may make more sense than others. The R is for doing your research. The I is for ideation, which means just reflecting and creating theories and deductive thinking on what you have. The K is for key ideas, right? You want to hone in on the core. What really is going to make sense in this step? You're going to talk to people. You're going to talk to people that you know that are smarter than that you wish to be doing. And then finally, the E is for executing. Procrastination is the biggest killer of all ideas. I like to follow the 80-20 rule. 80 implementing an idea is worth 80%, while 20% is idea generation. You can come up with a million ideas, but until you get to, be a student and an actual executor of those ideas, you're going to be wasting a lot of time. And as an entrepreneur, we don't have that's our biggest commodity is time. You can't get time back. So if you have these ideas and the visions, you owe it to these ideas that are going to solve problems within your community to add some discipline, organization, and a method in which you follow that'll allow you to get to where you want to go.
Love it. Man, drop the mic, bro. That is freestyle right here on the Cortez Show, the Renel Domond version. My man K says, I don't know if K is a man or a woman. So K says, what can we do to as a people to get his juice in stores like Whole Foods and local stores? I dislike the choices I have and other people and brands. Go to juice-kings.com and submit that form and let Renel's team know that you are interested in having. All right, Kay says, I'm a man, bro. I said my man at first, and I was like, well, Kay could be a woman too. I don't no smoke for disrespecting anyone's gender. But yeah, go out to juice-kings.com and submit that, right? So they can start gathering the data about what city and location that you're in. So maybe that becomes one of the first cities that they bring their new store to as they start to build this expansion model that's going to allow them to basically put a juice in your backyard. So it's coming. We coming.
But also Kay, I would say, and it's the same thing I tell to, like, I got family in South Carolina, I got family in North Carolina. I say, go on my website, take my menu, right? Go to the grocery store, get the contents, the ingredients, get you a juicer and a blender. You could do it in the meantime. You don't have to necessarily wait till I come. I'm coming for convenience in the community, but certainly, please, take my menu and use it as well.
Get those healthy ingredients in your body on a daily basis. Bro, we're running out of time, man. So I want you to tell everybody how they can connect with you, how they can support you. What do you need from the community?
Oh man, please come check me out, man. It's been such an honor to sit here and talk with you, Cortez, and all your listeners and fans alike. But you can reach me at Juice Kings CT. You can go on my website, www.juice-kings.com. That was IG for the Juice Kings CT as well. And yeah, let's connect, please. You can send me a DM. Still to this point, I answer, or somebody directly on my team answers all DMs. Let's connect.
Good. Love it. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're an entrepreneur and you're in the Stamford, Connecticut area, then Renel is putting together an amazing infrastructure that's going to serve as an incubation type process and infrastructure that will allow you to not only flesh out your ideas, but to also build a foundation that will create a business that is fundable, that is scalable, that is sustainable, and most importantly, that impacts the community in a positive way. So don't forget to ask them about the Black Mastermind Group Stamford affiliate location, or you can go to the blackmastermindgroup.com website, and we are in 24 plus cities right now, but we're continuing to add cities, and we need people like you who want to lead this charge in helping other entrepreneurs build profitable, scalable, and most importantly, fundable businesses. We got to get access to capital to really grow and scale a business and impact our community. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. So hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.